price of gas has skyrocketed.
Gas prices going up.
Folks shelling out some extra cash at the pump.
The last time it cost you this much to fill up your tank was probably in 2014, and prices could go even higher from here. I'm Stephanie Yang, an oil reporter for the Wall Street Journal, and I'm here to break down why gas prices are high and what it means for our economy. For the past few years, we've been living through something rare, a boom in oil production. This has been in large part due to the remarkable development of fracking in the United States. Fracking, or shale extraction, is a relatively new way to get oil out of the earth. Thanks to this, analysts predict that the U.S. will surpass Saudi Arabia as the world's largest exporter next year. To check the American boom, several major oil exporters increased their own production. OPEC increased its production by about 3 million barrels a day, mostly coming from Iran, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. Suddenly, the world was swimming in cheap oil. If you were driving in early 2016, you probably noticed gas was really cheap. Things started to change in 2016 when OPEC teamed up with Russia and agreed to reduce global supply. Today's price increases are mostly because of growing geopolitical instability. To start with, Venezuela's slow economic collapse cratered the country's production. In 2014, Venezuela produced about 2.5 million barrels a day. Since then, it's fallen to less than 1.4 million barrels. Military clashes in Libya have also disrupted operations in major oil fields and at the country's ports. But perhaps the biggest impact to global supply is President Donald Trump. Thanks to his decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal and reimpose sanctions, as much as 2 million barrels a day are expected to disappear from the global market. Now, to be clear, we don't import any oil from Iran, and supplies from Libya and Venezuela only make up a fraction of the country's total imports. However, what happens in those countries impacts the global market, and by extension, impacts us. Recently, our neighbors to the north suffered a major outage at a facility that produces about 360,000 barrels a day. That means less oil for us, and, as a result, higher prices for us. The US also produces a lot of oil, but even there, we have some bad news. Right now, there aren't enough pipelines to get that oil to market, which means US companies aren't producing as much as we expected. In a nutshell, there's just less oil to go around, which means that producers can and will charge more. But what does this mean for the economy in general? Well, we've just entered the 10th year of growth, and historically, higher gas prices have preceded recessions. It happened in 1981, and it happened in 2008. Does this mean the same thing will happen again? Right now, it's simply too soon to say. Maybe our current economic strength will be enough to combat the higher gas prices. Or, if history is any indication, maybe the good times are coming to an end.